What do you think? Which disease is very dangerous on the one hand, and on the other hand it occurs in almost every second? This is hypertension, that is, high blood pressure. And this is especially true after 50 years of years. Moreover, hypertension very often has no symptoms, people may not even realize that they have high blood pressure. Namely, high blood pressure significantly increases the risk of heart attacks and strokes, and also provokes the development of atherosclerosis, kidney disease, and many other internal organs. Yes, hypertension is such an insidious thing that attracts more and more new ailments. And how can we influence this? Fortunately, modern medicine knows the ways. And indeed there are ways to reduce the pressure. In this video I will tell you about the products that will help us in this. Be sure to add them to your diet, and your cardiovascular system will be very grateful to you. Watch the video to the end, it will be very interesting and useful. At the beginning, there is a very important reservation that I just have to say. All these recommendations are not designed for people with serious pathologies of the cardiovascular system. In special cases, of course, consult a doctor. And the tips I'm going to talk about, they apply to people who are generally healthy, but just have a little high blood pressure. And these are the basic recommendations of prevention in the first place. So, the first thing you need to know. Firstly, what is the normal blood pressure? Of course, the classic figure is 120 by 80. The pressure is systolic and diastolic. Systolic from the word systole, that is, an abbreviation. So systolic pressure is the pressure at the moment of contraction of the heart, that is, it is a figure that is greater, and diastolic pressure is at the moment of its relaxation, that is, this figure will be less. And if a person has a systolic pressure of 140, then this is already bad, something has to be done here. What are the main reasons why the pressure rises? This is poor patency and fragility of the walls of blood vessels. These are various pathologies of the heart and even other organs. Of course it is overweight, sedentary lifestyle, genetic predisposition, excessive salt intake, even nervous tension can also be quite a reason, because of this we have an excess of adrenaline in the blood. Adrenaline is generally a catabolic hormone that is released at a time of stress. Even if you are sitting, doing nothing on a chair and worrying about yourself, you have an excess of adrenaline. And there may also be blood clots, but it can occur for a number of other reasons, such as dehydration. Proper nutrition and eating the right foods, as well as eliminating the wrong foods, can have a very healthy effect on your blood pressure. Again, I repeat, in special cases, this should be done by a specialized specialist. Here I will tell you about the basic recommendations, which are simply mandatory prevention. Reduce the consumption of fatty animal products. Replace animal fats with vegetable fats. But this does not mean that vegetable fats will be useful, because vegetable fats can also be overdone and harm yourself. Eat more foods that contain potassium. There is a lot of it in fruits, be it bananas, dried apricots, oranges, tomatoes, baked potatoes, tuna. Zucchini tuna is certainly not a fruit, but it is too. There is also a lot of potassium in rice. Potassium is an antagonist to sodium. We've all heard about potassium-sodium balance. And of course, it is optimal to consume potassium from live foods, and not from additives. Well, because with the help of additives, they can also overdose. An overdose of column will not bring anything good. If you have an excessive amount of potassium all your life, then the opposite effect occurs. The elasticity of blood vessels may be lost with age, and this will only make it worse. The next point is to lean on foods that contain magnesium. Magnesium is generally the most possibly useful mineral for our heart. There is a lot of it in cereals, beans, nuts, beets, carrots. Some people, even with age, are prescribed a supplement in the form of magnesium, because it is very important. And if you do sports, then magnesium is also called an endurance mineral, because a normal intake of magnesium can really increase your endurance. You can even feel it literally on the treadmill, the fact that you run more and get less tired. Of course, you need to remember about the proper use of liquid. It is necessary to drink at least 8 glasses of water a day. Very often, the pressure rises precisely because of a lack of fluid. The blood becomes much more viscous and goes through the vessels worse. Vitamins will also come to our aid. First of all, we need to lean on vitamin C, A and group B, and what needs to be excluded from our diet in the first place is salt. There is a recommendation of the World Health Organization to consume no more than 4 grams of salt per day. But this does not mean that 4 grams is optimal. Optimal is actually much less. It's just the upper threshold of 4 grams, and if you consume 2, it's already better. The thing is that salt greatly affects the balance of potassium and sodium. To dissolve the salt, the body begins to retain a very large volume of water, and this begins to lead to increased pressure. Let's go further. Calcium is a very important mineral for reducing blood pressure. And the most direct and best source of calcium is, of course, dairy products. Cheese, cottage cheese, yogurt and so on. The next item is pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are the best source of zinc, and according to the World Health Organization, zinc deficiency provokes a heart attack. Pumpkin seeds do not need to eat a lot, literally a small pinch, but every day. Of course, omega-3. Omega-3 can be found in both salmon and cod, in many types of fish. Also, a lot of omega-3 is contained in flaxseed oil. Well, you can also use it in the form of capsules. In addition to the fact that omega-3 has a positive effect on your cholesterol profile, strengthens your immune system, improves brain function, so it also helps to reduce blood pressure.
Subscribe to the channel so as not to miss new videos. See you soon.